Good morning, good morning. Happy Wednesday, 26th July. Let's see here. Wait, man. Hell of a game last night for the Mariners. You know, these Red Sox scored in the top of the 13th. You know, and honestly, I mean, extra innings with the visiting team getting a run in extra innings, it's you know, the numbers are against you for tying or coming back. The Mariners ended up scoring 2 runs and winning at 6-5. It was a late game. It actually finished after midnight, so that's the latest I've been up in a long time. So, but it was worth it. There's nothing worse than devoting time to watch a game and it goes extra innings and then they lose. That's the worst way to end it. Man, I just wasted like 2 hours past my bedtime to watch a game in which they lost. So, but it's nice to see a win, especially in such a huge fashion against the Red Sox. But I wanted to kind of talk today about photography and my sort of like how I kind of came into it and and kind of how I capture some of the shots that I do. For me, it's all about the angle, paying attention to, you know, because I've noticed as the seasons change, the sun sets, rises in different areas, and it rotates around the Earth because the Earth's round, it's not flat, some people believe. But, so it's always paying attention to the lighting, and I have a sort of just a keen eye for capturing just how the sun is behind a particular object, whether it's a plant, mainly flowers and trees and branches and things like that. Those tend to come out, those are the ones that just really hit my eye, and I really love capturing those. And those involve me pretty much getting down on my hands and knees and just laying on my side. I use my cell phone a lot of the time. Most of my better landscape shots, where it's you know, shot of a mountainside, trees looking up a mountainside, or capturing just like the sun and some snow, those ones I use my my Nikon on. I'm still kind of tinkering with the, you know, the adjustments of the f-stop, you know, the ISO and shutter speed, kind of fooling around with that. I need to get better at it, obviously. I don't want, I mean, because you could just set it on auto and then hold it down and wait for it to get focused and then click and capture it. But the thing is, when it does that, it never, actually, I don't think it's ever done this, actually ever focused on the top or the object that I wanted to focus on. And it always focuses on something else, because I just like to capture like small objects in front of big objects, and so it doesn't tend to focus on the smaller object that I'm looking at or that I want to capture or kind of bring out with the photograph. It always focuses on the background. And so in order to do that, you kind of have to, surprisingly, I've had more success capturing those kind of shots with an iPhone. You just have to keep kind of touching the object and the screen that you're trying to capture and focus on, and it does capture it once in a while. But with the Nikon, you do have to use manual and get it really fine and precise with the front magnifier. So a lot of my shots, I like to really saturate my photos and bring out. I don't really post a photo if it's just, you know, it's here it is, this is a mountain. I like to have something in it in which I can alter or edit to kind of bring out, to add some emphasis to it. So some of the shots that I've had were of some of the coolest ones were, one of them was Kolchak Lake. Kolchak Lake is part of the Enchantments, the Alpine Wilderness over in Wenatchee, Leavenworth area, and it's one of the beautiful lakes in that area that you can hike to. It's like, I think, 4.5 miles to walk out from the trailhead, and, you know, by 9 mile round trip. But it's also part of one of my favorite hikes, which is the Enchantments. And you have to, and after Kolchak, everybody knows that, you know, you have to climb up Asgard Pass, which is oh man, that thing's brutal but beautiful at the top if you get to the top. And as for Kolchak, one of the best shots that I've ever captured there was looking over at Asgard from a particular vantage point and having these trees just kind of stand out. And what I was able to do was darken the background of the mountain, sort of just kind of make it noticeable but not make it stand out as much. And then I really saturated the trees, brought out the greens, and made it look like, it kind of looks like you just take a regular photo and you pinned just a bunch of trees that weren't supposed to be there on top of it. And I've done this a number of times. I believe they've all been with trees. So those are usually my strong point when I do that. So those ones always work out really great. Another one of the really good ones that I had, one of my favorite ones, was taking down in Nevada, of all places. And I was actually out at Area 51 and off of what do they call it, the road that goes all the way out to Area 51. I forget what the road's called, but we decided to pull off and kind of just like wait for the nighttime to kind of see something at night. And what happened is that I just happened to catch, you know, the sunset behind some Joshua trees. And with that one, the skies were just so, the clouds were perfect, the sunlight was perfect, just the angle itself was perfect. And so what I was able to do with that photo was take and really bring out the sky in the background. And I mean, in the Joshua tree, you can notice, you can see a lot of the detail in the Joshua tree, but the primarily focus was it looks like I just took a picture of a desert sun setting and then pinned a Joshua tree silhouette onto the photo. And so that was one of the coolest shots I've ever done. That one I actually want to get on canvas and give out to a couple of friends that really appreciate Southwest photography of like cactuses, deserts, and sunsets and all that. So when it comes to photography, I have relied quite heavily on my iPhone, but I am slowly learning the Nikon and kind of getting used to taking it out on the trails and using it to capture. It's kind of it is a pain, you know, compared to just like pulling out your phone and, you know, doing that, opposed to having to, you know, move stuff, you know, and put the lens on, remove the lens cover, turn it on, you know, set it to this particular setting and stuff like that. Maybe it's to the point where I'm at the point where I'm so careful with all the you know, the camera stuff that I do have, that I just don't want to damage any of it, and so I'm super careful with everything. So just, I mean, taking it out and turning it on, everything like it tends to be, you know, it takes a lot of time, and I just want to be able to, you know, pull my camera out, click and shoot and capture. So that's something that I'm trying to get used to, but I know the Nikon can bring out some great shots, and so I'm looking forward to doing that. I also need to expand a little bit on my lenses. But yeah, that's pretty much what I do. That's what I focus on. I just love particular shots, and I have to get down on my hands and knees and, you know, lay on my side and do things like that just to capture the right shot, because it's all about following where the sunlight is, or the sunlight source is coming from behind an object, and making sure that those colors can be brought out vividly and saturate some of the greens and make certain things stand out and kind of push certain things to the back. So that's what I love about photography. As I said, I stopped the push-up challenge. I'm going to primarily focus more on running and conditioning myself and doing other workouts. And I have a friend that I'm going to be helping him get into shape. He just had gastric bypass, and he wants to you know, get into shape, take his health a little more seriously. And so I'm gonna help him do a couple workouts and kind of have him get enough knowledge to where he can set up his own workouts and do his own thing without having to have somebody tell him exactly what to do, how much weight and how many reps and how many, you know, what the routine is and what it looks like. Just kind of, you know, teach him how to fish so he can feed himself forever. So, all right, it's a beautiful day out, beautiful Wednesday. You guys have a great day. I'll see you in the morning.